Chapter 14. Time for Action. Now that you have reversed the brainwashing and you know that digital junk is not a source of pleasure or comfort, you're ready to start taking the practical steps to unhook from your devices. This chapter contains 6 more instructions. All you have to do is follow them. Take a pen and paper and write down all the activities that used to give you the most pleasure before you became hooked on digital devices. Really think about it. Take a day or two over it if you like and write down the things you enjoyed as they come to mind. Focus on the time you felt most relaxed, at your happiness and most contented, when digital addiction was the last thing on your mind. This will help you to become aware of what you really enjoy and value in life. The list might look something like this: seeing friends, going for a walk alone or with a loved one, going for a bike ride, having a meal out with a loved one, reading a book, going to the cinema or visiting a gallery, exhibition, or museum, playing or watching sport, gardening or sitting in the garden, listening to music, listening to it and not doing anything else, playing an instrument, making love on a weekend morning, being cuddled up on the sofa watching a movie, reading a newspaper, a real one, made of paper, kicking back and enjoy watching the world go by, daydreaming. The following practical steps will put you in control of your digital use so that you can enjoy those genuine pleasures again. 8th instruction. Get real about your digital use. Do you know how much time you spend looking at your phone and or gaming online? Have a guess? 2 hours a day? More than that? Less? Nearly all users underestimate their daily phone use by a significant amount. Digital addicts underestimate by as much as half. So if you think you spend 90 minutes on your phone each day, the chances are you spend 3 hours. Online gamers who are forced by family life to resist game time during normal hours tend to go online at around 9 p.m. and finish at perhaps 2 a.m. as many nights as they can get away with, some even longer. It's important to recognize the extent of your digital use. All addicts play down the severity of their problem because the alternative is the daunting prospect of having to do something about it. But you have chosen to do something about it, so there is no need to kid yourself anymore. You know how much time you spend on your phone or online gaming, and you know you want to escape from it. You're nearly there. 9th instruction. Pause and pay attention. It's time to say goodbye to mindless digital use. As instructed in Chapter 5, you should be compiling a sorted list of useful apps and junk apps. Useful or essential WhatsApp, Snapchat, other groups, and junk ones. Each time you look at your phone and other devices, pay attention to your feelings. Ask yourself why you're looking, and what you're looking for, and how long you intend to spend looking. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself in this situation. Ask yourself questions like, do I really need to look at my phone now? Who am I doing it for? What am I expecting to gain? What will give me satisfaction? Why am I part of this group? Is it really necessary or desirable? Simply asking these questions will introduce a pause in what would otherwise be the headlong, mindless rush to the front door to see if the mail has arrived. This could be enough to divert your mind towards a different decision, which in turn could save you the disappointment of finding all those brown envelopes. At the very least, it will put a check on the impulsive, mindless use that is symptomatic of digital addiction. It will always make you more aware of the amount of time you're spending on the device, and the distractions that are leading you off from your original purpose. Being more aware of your phone use will also help you to recognize the logical reasons for controlling it, which then makes it much easier to do. This is the basis of Easy Way. Once you see the logic, you can remove the desire and it becomes easy to quit. Use this new awareness to make a note of how each app you use or group you're part of makes you feel. Good or bad, stimulated or numb, satisfied or frustrated, distracted or focused. Use this to complete your list of useful apps or groups and junk apps or groups. This list will determine which apps you choose to keep and which you choose to get rid of. But I get great chat on my hockey WhatsApp group. Well, that might be the case, although if you analyze the historical chat, you probably realize how utterly banal it is most of the time. Consider the cost of engaging in this group. Of course, it's not financial, but if you're engaging with that group, who are you neglecting as a result? Loved ones? Work? Other friends? There's nothing wrong with being in a few groups, but be picky. Less is best. 10th instruction, personalize it for the progress. We all like to personalize on our phones. How you arrange your apps, the picture on your home screen, the sounds it makes for each type of notification. Personalization is one of big digital tricks for hooking you, but you can use it to turn the tide and help you with your escape. Start with your home screen. Instead of setting up with some enticing image of a tropical beach that makes you want to dive in, notice how the default images that your phone came programmed with are all beautiful and inspirational. Just something that reminds you to stop and think. A question mark, say, or a statement like, pay attention. Your home screen is the gateway to the digital world of wonders, where Big Digital wants you to spend the rest of your life. Use it as a reminder of dangers that lie within. Over the coming weeks, this will act as an instant reminder to think twice about checking your phone. Once you feel completely free, there's absolutely nothing wrong with changing your home screen back to your favorite photo again, whether it's the beach shot or a family pic. The next thing to do is arrange your apps to suit you and your needs. Referring to your list, remove all junk apps, keep any borderline ones as far from your home screen as possible, and have only useful apps on your home screen. For example, phone, messages, map, calendar, settings. If there are other useful apps that you use regularly, such as contacts, clock, and so on, try to place these on your home screen too. The less you have to swipe to find the things you need, the less likely you are to be distracted by things you don't need. 11th instruction. Ignore email. Email is a useful thing, but it is also one of the most intrusive of all apps. If you can do so, turn off the alert and move the app from your home screen. The problem is that it delivers new messages every few minutes, so whatever you happen to be doing, you feel obliged to stop, read and reply. This is hugely distracting, wastes a great deal of time and can be immensely stressful. Instead, treat your email like a really good snail mail service that makes 3 deliveries a day. Schedule a time for emailing in the morning, at lunchtime, and near the end of the day. This will enable you to see anything that needs your attention during the day, catch anything that may come in mid-morning, and then tie up any loose ends before you finish work for the day. If you have a separate email account for personal emails, apply the same technique. Only log on at certain times. Once a day should be enough for personal emails. Remember, if people need an answer from you urgently, they can phone you. For the rest of the time, ignore it. That means when you're at home too. Some countries are already imposing restrictions on the use of company email after hours. They have recognized that not only the need to curb the intrusiveness of email, but also to curb the demands of employers who use the omnipresence up digital media to keep their staff at work, all hours of the day, every day of the year. This is not only an abuse of the employee relationship, it results in bad work. It's often not even the employee's fault, as diligent employees strive for even greater productivity. We voluntarily take our desk home with us on the train or bus, set it up in our living room, bedroom, or even bathroom. A scheduled approach to email will enable you to do all your emailing much more efficiently because you'll be doing it in blocks rather than in drips and drabs. Your mind will be able to focus on one activity at a time, which will make you faster at processing your messages. If you worry that switching up your email will make you miss something important, put it into the test. Try it for a couple of days and see how many emails you receive that are obsolete because you didn't read them immediately. It is highly unlikely that there will be any. If there are, ask yourself just how important the thing was that you missed out on, and how likely is it never to come around again. Despite our reliance on email, when something is absolutely time critical, we still pick up the phone. Think about it. If someone you know needed urgent medical attention, would you send the hospital an email? Of course you wouldn't. Make it a rule that if somebody needs to get hold of you urgently, they can call you. Don't regard emails as a medium for instant responses. It was no more designed for that than snail mail was. If the last few paragraphs have infuriated you because you have a job business that requires constant vigilance regarding emails or messages, or you receive so many emails on a daily basis that your work consists almost entirely of email handling, you have my deepest empathies. Advice is just only check emails 3 times a day simply doesn't apply to you. But you can do something to ease the strain. You must. 20 years ago, even relatively junior managers would have access to a typing pool. The more senior you became, the closer you got to having your own PA. The route normally included sharing a PA with a few other managers. Of course, these days we probably find it impossible, and actually harder, not to handle our own correspondence from receipt to reply. If things had stayed the same, it wouldn't have caused so many problems. But things never stay the same. The volume of written correspondence has increased many times over, not just 10 or 20 times more. No one needs to handwrite a note, address an envelope, attack a stamp, and post anything anymore. All it takes is someone find an email address and off they go. And any query, no matter how mundane or how pointless, can land in your inbox. Often it comes to you via a colleague's inbox. It becomes almost impossible for businesses, large or small, to cope with the volume of written correspondence, much of which is quite pointless and unnecessary. Now suddenly, you're not only taking all the big decisions in your department or business or organization, but you end up dealing with endless realms of immunity, trivia, and freak-wars, inquiries, or feedback. Get help! At some point in all these matters, you need to take a little room for yourself. Don't forget that 20 years ago, you might well have had your own PA helping to take the strain. Don't let your personal bandwidth stretch so much that it wrecks you. This is how burnout happens. Address the volume of emails now. It's not something you can fix overnight, but it is something you can plan for and handle over the coming months. Be wary of letting more tasks and projects barge into your personal bandwidth as you free up space in it. This is a real discipline and one performed by a very successful person on the planet. Well, those that live to tell the tale, of course.